Hello everyone, welcome back. Smothered Run here once again with another Shogun 2 Avatar multiplayer battle. And this one's at Bay of Many Faces, a map I have mostly a hate relationship with because I usually end up playing very poorly here. So go quick through the setups here. Don't want to spend too much time. It's a medium battle. I'm going against, once again, somebody who's reasonably close to my rank, and which of course means not much. And I have, standard 5 katanas. I got a Naginata Attendant, a Lone Sword, a couple Bow Ashigaru. Over here, I have a Yari Samurai who's going to run over. His goal was originally to go either get the farmhouse or the sword dojo. I end up making some changes. I end up sending a light cavalry out to go get it, and that turns out to be an epic disaster. And then over here, I'm going to just start playing it because you're not going to see much of my opponent's full setup yet. So, yeah, the reason I don't play well at Bay of Many Faces is usually because I spend too much time horsing around trying to find... and here we go. Now you can see pretty much the whole setup now that he's running. Like I was saying, I usually don't play well here because I spend too much time trying to creep through the trees, trying to set up traps that I maybe don't necessarily need to set up. However, this battle I did really try to follow the KISS rule and keep it simple, stupid. So I'm just going to let it go a little bit longer, and then we'll see what my enemy... Sorry about that. A little bit longer, and we'll see what my enemy brought right here. Okay, we'll pause it right here. So, on... now, this is a setup I wouldn't normally do. Some people can do this and do it really well, where they take their army and basically split it off into sections. So over here you're going to see, one section. There's actually one unit missing. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see it. So over here there's one wing, I guess you want to call it. There's another wing right here. And then you have sort of your central section, and then you've got your other flank, one of your other flanks. So I'm trying to get everyone over to that workshop because I want to make sure I get it ahead of my opponent. We're both running this time, and my opponent on this end, he's brought one Bow Ashigaru, one Yari Ashigaru, and a Katana Samurai. A Bow Ashigaru, Yari Ashigaru, Katana Samurai. And then over here in the trees, we have Matchlock Ashigaru, Yari Ashigaru, and Katana Samurai. Over here we have Naginata Samurai, Portuguese Turcos, hooray, and Yari Ashigaru. So Portuguese Turcos are a bit of a pain in the butt to deal with, and they are surprisingly good in melee. I didn't realize how good they were until this battle. So anyways, most of the battle is going to take place basically over here. Usually if I'm here, frequently the battle takes place in the middle, depending on what building's available. But anyways, so over here we go. For some reason, part of the reason why I didn't get the sword dojo, which it didn't make things difficult, but it could have, I pulled my Yari Samurai back over because I saw where all of his cavalry was going, and I decided that this light cavalry would be fine. However, doing that was kind of a big mistake, and for right now they're running over, but eventually I end up pulling them back and leaving this cavalry totally unprotected, unsupported, and I don't get the sword dojo. So anyways, just running up to grab this dojo, and I'm just going to turn my phone off before it makes another sound. Now, this side of the battle I'm not at all worried about. He's got mostly Ashigaru infantry, a couple katanas, and that's the only real danger for me is his cavalry. So part of the reason why I ended up dragging my samurai back, because I figured I'd need them just in case. So I've got my Yari Ashigaru. I end up putting them up over here. The one thing I want to do, make sure I don't do, is that once I engage his units, when they start routing, and I mean they will, I've got 3 katanas going up against 1 katana and a Yari Ashigaru. And then over here I've got 2 katanas and a Naginata attendant and a lone sword ready to go. So I'm going to go at him in waves and not really worry too much. So I know I'm going to win the battle here. What I don't want to do is start chasing units down and getting too close so that I can't pull them back, because I know his cavalry is going to engage them and essentially make them rout. So for the first time in a long time, I pull my this is cool. So the first time in a long time I actually managed to save my bows before they get engaged by the infantry. I pulled them back. Now he went and put his units in Yari wall, and I'm just gonna turn here. There's a good one. One of my lone swords just gets absolutely impaled coming into that Yari wall. But they're not going to stand up long. They're fresh Yaris. They're not going to stand up long. And I'm bringing a unit of katanas up to support. So that side's fine. This side's completely broken. His bows are running back. The only thing I want to do now is make sure I'm ready to try to bait his... If I can, I want to try to bait his cavalry in and then run away and then either take the charge or attack them. And over here, so here, this side of the battle is all fine. This side's going to be fine. The only thing I need to worry about now is getting myself spread out too far away from my general and these 2 sets of matchlocks. Cavalry, again, it's light cavalry, so as long as I can blunt the charge with 1 unit or get a unit of spears up, I'm not worried. Everything else I'm not worried about. Still have my cavalry here on reserve, ready to go in. I'm waiting for a few things here. I'm waiting for either a chance to get at his cavalry when they're isolated, take off one at a time, or try to get into his matchlocks or maybe into his bows. The bows aren't really going to be too much of an issue for me. I mean, they're Ashigaru, and they're not going to last. I won't have to worry about them. Over here, he's got one of his Naginata samurai grabbing this farmhouse, which he can have. Here's where I have already started pulling back my Yari samurai because I thought I needed them over there instead of leaving them over here. So this, you're going to see, these guys are totally facing the wrong way. I was totally microing on the other side of the bay, and his units are just walking, and then they're going to start running and get a really good charge into my rear. And that's going to wipe them out. Scatter the horses and wipe them out. So they're done. I did think about trying to engage his Naginata samurai with my Yaris, but that wouldn't have gone well. So now, meanwhile, he's managed to get his Portuguese Turcos in range. Fortunately, they're shooting a lot of his own men. Again, the morale is playing a huge issue with them. With my opponent's army, because he's got multiple units routing. He has engaged, but now is when I'm going to, now that he's got his spears basically up and already committed, I've started to fire into the Turcos. I've got 1 charge into the back of these Turcos. I'm going to get another charge into his matchlocks. Now he has sent a unit of cavalry to come up and attack my swords here. So I start pulling them back. I'm debating whether I try to get my spears, but now my Yari Ashigaru are up here, so I have no spear coverage for these Katana Samurai. So I'm going to have to do everything I can to make sure I don't lose them. Now, fortunately, I didn't know this, but these Turcos can actually stand and fight in melee pretty well, especially compared to Yari. Or to light cavalry. So first unit routed, but took him down to 25 plus whatever the bows did, and this unit here is going to get in and do a really good charge on his just clean up the Turcos. Or not. That's right, he goes right into the general. So his cavalry is basically, the only cavalry left to worry about is this one here. this point too, I'm just trying to run some units, some katanas back up. His cavalry's gone and charged into my swords, but I managed to turn them around, and the katanas are going to just clean those up really easily. They're totally pinned down. Managed to engage his Turcos in combat. I'm sending a unit of swords over to help out. I think that's, yeah, it's a set of katanas. His general's been pinned down by my cavalry and my spears, I think. Nope, they're just standing there.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord.
And this is going to be the battle right here. The only unit left to deal with this is Yabasume cavalry, and at some point they're going to run out of ammo. So anyways, there's the end of the battle. I hope you enjoyed.
See you next time.